in a meeting. I'm talking to you from a secretariat, and because all of you, celebrating the World Environment Day, which is such an important activity, and I have to be part of this activity, and also all the enthusiasm and all that interest which Professor N.C. Gupta always takes. So it's a great pleasure for me to welcome chief guest Dr. R.K. Kohli, Vice-Chancellor of Central University, Bhatinda, Punjab. We also have Dr. R.S. Rawal, Director, GB Pant, National Institute of Himalayan Environment and Sustainable Development. Professor N.C. Gupta, Dean of USEM. And I think our registrar is also likely to join, Mr. Ravi Datit. I can see many of our deans and directors logged in, and faculty, staff, and students. To begin with, let me congratulate you to the University School of Management for organizing this e-conference, discussing where we are in terms of our place on the planet and what needs to be done so that we can maintain it for a long, long time. I think it's very important, especially in the present scenario. Climate change, environmental health, and sustainable development goals. They always have a textbook appeal, but our job as educator and student is to make these concepts understandable to all persons. Climate change needs a mass activation and mass participation. So the way we approach the idea of environment has to be easy to communicate and easy to understand by everybody. The theme for the World Environment Day 2020 is biodiversity, and this is a term that educated individuals we all understand a lot, but they can tell us all about bushfires in Brazil, in United States and Australia, and how biodiversity was lost in these fires, and environmental health indicators have changed because of impacting the biodiversity. In contrast, if you were to ask somebody who is poor, uneducated man about what diversity means, he would be simply clueless. However, he might be able to tell you that freshwater fish should not be consumed during the monsoons. I know this sounds strange to you, but you may ask, how is this relevant to climate change or sustainable development goals? So let me tell you how before human beings started the fishery business, freshwater fish were taken out from the rivers. As scientists, you would know that monsoon are when fish spawn and the river replenish aquatic life. That is critical time for the fish population, which is a tiny but crucial link in the bigger design of nature. The villager does not know the complexities of the food chain, but he still won't go fishing in the monsoon. This biodiversity preservation for him and his contribution is immense. This is his indigenous wisdom, which we as city folk do not recognize. The city scientists will wait for an organization like Greenpeace to tell them that 80% of the fish stocks around the world are overexploited or on the verge of being so. What that happens, the indigenous wisdom will be rehashed and force-fed into village minds only with new terms and logic. The practice will still be the same. My objective of telling you this story is not to devalue modern education or advocate indigenous wisdom, but to tell you that science is effective only when it is simple. The simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. And as experts, it's our job to simplify complex topics and apply them to our local context. When science joins hands with mass communication, great strides can be made for the progress of the humanity. There is no nature without society and no society without nature. पुरुष और प्रकृति अविभाज्य है, इनको अलग अलग नहीं रखा जा सकता, ये दोनों एक दूसरे के विपरीत हैं, लेकिन इनके साथ आने पर ही मानव का जीवन संभव होता है. For the existence of life or consciousness, the opposite forces of Purush and Prakriti are a mandate. There is no winning from nature. Man and nature are simply inseparable. When we speak of biodiversity or climate change or environmental health or sustainable development goals, we are addressing the inseparableness of these two forces. जीवन ही जीव है और ना कि जीव में जीवन. like it is with most problems, the solution is within. We need to first address ourselves as individuals, and only then we can think about addressing the world. In our lives, we need to shift the egocentric approach to the ecocentric approach. Human beings may be the most intelligent of all the creatures, but our biological reality supersedes our intellectual capacity. Our surrounding is the most basic, most foundational on Maslow's pyramid. To be able to do anything human like, we need safety from natural calamity, hunger, and disease. We draw nourishment from environment and metabolize it with clean air and clean water. Without environmental health, there will be no personal health. In the age of industrialization, man treated nature as a carbon sink, and that became his habit. In the digital age, man will have to change that habit. अच्छी हो या बुरी आदतें आसानी से नहीं बदलती, लेकिन आदतें जब बदलती हैं तो जिंदगी बदल जाती है. Even a phenomenon as drastic as climate change can be slowed down by human effort. All we need is to do is to realize the sanctity of human life and not take our surroundings for granted. COVID-19 has shown how a small organization, how a small organism can shake up the robust of economic machinery of humankind. Let us take a lesson from this crisis and use this time to take a step towards more sustainable way of life. I congratulate the University School of Environment Management, its dean, Professor Gupta, and all the associated colleagues and students for arranging this activity during this crucial period, enlightening us about climate change and enlightening us about environment, climate change, and its connection with the sustainable development goals. All the best. Thank you. Dhanyavad.